Slightly Unblended, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. Today I'm doing this look with a few shades from the new Terra Moons Cosmetics Fall Collection. So if you'd like to see how I got this look, then just keep on watching. Hey y'all, I was so excited because the new Terra Moons Cosmetics collection came in, so I wanted to do something really creative. So I'm starting out with the Blend Bunny Cosmetics and Taj Little Miss She Never Misses palette and the shade the T101 brush from the Makeup Shack and the shade Reed Mortuary. Sorry, it's 10:36 p.m. We just came in from vacation. I'm very tired because I didn't get a chance to finish this before we left, so I'm trying my best. So I'm taking Reed Mortuary and I'm going to take it and kind of wing it out and work it towards halfway through my crease. And I was so excited to finally play with the warm tones in this palette because to me warm tones are kind of out of my comfort zone, so I was really excited to dip into them. With the same brush, I'm taking the shade Rest Mayhaps and I'm working that into that inner portion of my crease, the other half. I'm going to take it and I'm going to pat it down with that brush, take it back and forth. I'm really just trying to build up the shape. I'm not really worried about making it nice and more like cleaned up just yet. So I'm going to take it, extend it downwards towards the inner corner of my eye, and work it on over towards Reed Mortuary. So I was really excited to play with the warm tones in this palette because, like I said, they're kind of out of my comfort zone. Like for me, like doing sunset blends without using more cooler tones, it tends to be like out of my comfort zone. But I'm really loving the warm tones in this palette. With the same brush just cleaned off, I'm taking the shade Pain to blend out Reed Mortuary, and I just loved how beautiful these reds are. I was like, oh my gosh, these are probably some of my favorite reds that I've ever used, and they blended out so easily. I was really excited. So I was like thinking very galactic. Now I'm taking the shade Mezzo to blend out the purple because I thought it would be really cute to do a purple like in the crease but blended out with blue. I don't know what it is about a blue-purple blend, but I really enjoy it. So I felt like this was going to be really galactic but also kind of rainbow but very doodle heavy. So back and forth windshield wipe motions with the lightest amount of pressure, and that'll get a more precise and even blend. And look at how easily it's blending so far. So pretty. And because blending is repetitive, but it's worth it, I'm taking more of Rest Mayhaps with that same brush and just bringing it back because when you blend out a shade, sometimes you tend to lose some of the other ones, so you can always just go back in and touch that up. So I'm taking a little bit more of that and just patting it and going back and forth with it and blending it over towards that red side. And I felt like that was just like a really cute kind of split blend, but it all blended together very nicely. I was so excited to do something super creative. I feel like I've done something kind of similar to this before, but when Terra Moons comes out with stuff, I want to do something very galactic because I am obsessed with space and I love Terra Moons Cosmetics so much. With the Makeup Shack T14 brush, I'm taking the shade Ot Ot, and I am just going to take that on the red side. And this orange, oh my gosh, is it so good? Yes. Amazing? Yes. So I just was like, why have I waited so long to use it? Very pigmented, very beautiful. Back and forth windshield wipe motions with the lightest amount of pressure. Now I'm dipping back into Pain just to bring that back, get a nice gradient blenderoo going on. Just a little blenderoo. Okay, y'all, I'm so tired. I'm so sorry that I waited till I got back to do this, but it just wasn't going to work with me doing it before I left because I got like 2 hours of sleep before we left. So, yeah. Now I'm dipping it back into that orange just to bring it back a little bit because I felt like I lost it some, but that's okay because, like I said, blending is repetitive, but it's worth it. Now to more so diffuse this side of my eyeshadow, I'm going to take the shade Tajara, go back and forth with windshield wiper motions in the lightest amount of pressure, and just make sure that I have that really pretty deep purple going into a lighter blue blend. And I felt like this side really came together effortlessly. The whole look I felt like did, but I don't know. I just love blues and purples. Now I'm dipping into a little bit more of Rest Mayhaps to bring it back, because this will be our depth shade, and just look at how it is already creating that most beautiful depth so far. And now when I get towards the stars, I'm really just kind of focusing on patting so that they don't lift. These star stickers I found on Amazon, and they're not as sticky as the ones I found at Michael's, so I like to really just tap. That way it doesn't lift, and then it'll be nice and negative whenever I lift it up to get ready to finish the rest of the look. Now I'm taking the Neon Yellow from the Melted Mattes palette and the Makeup Shack T63 brush just to diffuse the more warm tone side. And I love, love, love the Melted Mattes palette, but this yellow, so good. So I felt like it would be perfect to get this blend nice and, like, tied together. It's so cute. And with the Makeup Shack T14 brush, I'm taking a little bit more of at just to bring it back, because I did lose some of it in the blending. And then I am going to take a little bit more of Pain just to make sure that it's a nice and softened blend, because I didn't want to have just too much of the depth shade. I wanted that red and orange and yellow to just pop, but I also loved the very richness of the Reed Mortuary shade, but I just wanted to make sure that everything was nice and evenly blended. So when you're blending and you notice that you might lose a little bit of a shade, just go back in and lightly blend in a little bit more of it just to bring it back. You want to use the lightest amount of pressure, that way you don't get an overblend. So I went back into a little bit more of Reed Mortuary, and I'm just making sure that that is nice and touched up, because I do want to have that kind of smoky, but also the depth kind of part of the blend on that outer corner. And now I'm taking some micellar water on a Q-tip, and I'm starting to clean off my lid and to clean out my crease before I start to carve out my crease. So I'm taking, I like to do this step. It like adds a little time to the look, but I feel like doing it this way makes it better for when you're carving your crease. That way that you can have all your shades be more true to color without anything muddying up. So now I'm taking the Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas in Fair and my infamous Nameless Morphe concealer brush that I've had for ages that I cannot remember the name of, but I'm thinking I've had it since like 2018. Maybe 2017. It's old, but hey, it's still good. So I am taking that and I'm starting to carve out my crease. I like to start from the inner corner of my eye and just cover any of that bare skin that I have from when I took the micellar water on a Q-tip. And I like to take that up way into the crease. I feel like with this brush it gives me the precision to get a nice sharp half cut crease. So that's just like how I like to do my cut crease. And it does take a little bit of time. It can take a little while, just depending, but I feel like this works best for me. So whatever works best for you works for me. Whatever you're more comfortable with, just make sure you're having fun with it. Now I'm taking the Sigma E25 brush and a little bit more of Reed Mortuary just to pat along the edges of that base. That way there are no harsh lines. It's sparkle time! So I'm taking Saturn Sunset and Ripple and Tom, but first I'm taking Saturn Sunset and I'm using the dough color number 14 brush, and I'm starting to apply that on that outer edge of my eye by where we just placed Reed's Mortuary. And then I'm going to pat it out with my finger to get it more evenly on about the outer half of my lid. And then where the blue and purple blend starts is where I'm going to add Ripple and Time. These two shades instantly stuck out to me, and I love Saturn. I will nerd out over Saturn. I will watch space documentaries about Saturn all day long. So when I saw there was a shade called Saturn Sunset, I was like, yes, this will be the first one that I use. So I started out with the brush, and then I took my finger to get it applied a little more evenly. And because I do not trust myself in my crease with my little fingies, I decided I was going to take the dough color number 14 brush to make sure that that was worked up into the crease. So with Ripple and Time, I've started out with my finger because I feel like I have a little more control working with that inner portion of my lid. So I took that and then started to pat it on my lid, tried to work it up towards my crease, but then I'm going to switch over to, look at that shift. Okay, can we have a moment for those sparkles? I know the shift isn't like that picked up on my camera, but let me tell you, in person, oh my gosh, so beautiful. But now I'm taking that dough color number 14 brush, and I'm working that up into that crease just to make sure that I have more precision with it. Oh my gosh, the cats are being so funny. I can tell that they were like, Mom, where have you been? Like, I missed my babies. But anyway, taking this brush and I'm working that beautiful sparkle up into the crease and getting it tapped along the edges of Saturn's sunsets. Now it's time to doodle. So I'm taking the Suva UV Taffy's palette, and for my star, I've taken off the sticker. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to start with one of the legs and bring it up to make that top point and extend the points and just kind of fill in where I removed the sticker. I'm not really focusing on filling this whole star in. I'm just kind of following the outlines and making it a little bit larger because I wanted it to be like an outlined negative space star. That way I could add little bitty stars. And yeah, I just wanted to do a lot of doodles and make this very intergalactic because I was so excited about this collection. So I wanted to try to get really creative because I feel like I haven't had a lot of time to be creative because I've been so sick and I've had things in life just happen where I've just not had a lot of time to do makeup. So this was very therapeutic and I was so excited to do something with a lot of doodles because I feel like I have not had a chance to do that in way too long. So I feel like basically when I'm using the liner to like stencil out these stars, I use the star sticker to make sure that I have the negative space, and then I just like follow the outline of it. Now for the Saturn, I'm taking some micellar water on a Q-tip and I'm starting to clean out like a circle where it's just going to be messy like this, but then I'm going to take some base and I'm going to fill that in and shade it, which is a lot of fun. I love shading. Now, while that micellar water kind of like dries, I'm taking Terra Cosmetics Time Shift for my brow highlighter. I'm going to take a nail dotting tool and some of the Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas and Fair, and I'm going to just start to fill in all the space that I made with the micellar water on a Q-tip with the base. And I'm going to try my best to get that circle to be nice and circular because I don't always draw the best of circles. So I'm going to try my best to do it that way. Then I'm going to start to shade it. But before I shade it, I'm going to let that base dry down just a little bit. I don't want it to be too wet or too tacky. I just want it to be more like not where I'm going to make an absolute mess with it when I go to shade. Because I've done that before and it stressed me out. So take your time with it. For the shading, I'm taking the Sigma E25 brush and some of Mumi and Hello to make sure that I have the colors that I want. You can use any colors you want, but I wanted to do more of like purple and green, but I also took a little bit of Tajara to like blend out the purple into the green. That way it'd be a more gradient blend. And this can be a little bit time consuming, but it's really a lot of fun. I don't know what it is about just like getting to shade things in, just like whenever I do bubble looks. It's a lot of fun to get that shape and then work on making sure that there's that like really cute gradient tiny blend in the tiny little circle. So I took a little bit of the pastel purple, and then I took a little bit of the pastel blue, and now I'm working on the green, which the green, the Hello shade, it is so unique in like the best way because it's like pastel but like neon. It's it's unlike any shade I had in my collection, and I was really excited about it. I was like, yes, this is just how it's gonna have to be. It's gonna be a like more purple green Saturn. So then I switched back over to my Suva UV Taffy's palette, and I am starting to try to doodle the ring around Saturn. My liner was drying out because it took me a while to get to this part, so I had to add more water, and then it was just kind of like being a little difficult to work with because I let it get to like a weird consistency. So I just had to like really focus on taking my time with it and just kind of add a little bit more water into the liner and then let it dry down a little bit before I went back in to touch up the ring, so that way I didn't have just a whole mess out of the liner to where it was running, and then I would be frustrated and want to wipe it off. So I've had to teach myself to be patient when I'm doing doodles, otherwise I will get frustrated. So I just want to have fun with it. So I've also had to like kind of teach myself a little bit of patience. So now I'm going to doodle like so many stars. There were a lot of stars to this look. So when I do my stars, I do like almost like a triangle. Like I'll start it like a capital A, but I won't do the line inwards. I will just start, make a leg up to the top point, and then bring it down and make another point. And then from one of the legs, I'll go up and diagonally to make an arm, and then I will go from the opposite leg and go up and make another arm, and then just start to fill it in that way. I feel like if you want to, like, totally use stickers or whatever, or any kind of stencil, because that saves a lot of time. But sometimes I just like to sit there and just draw stars on my eyes, even though it does take me ages to do. It's a lot of fun. So then I wanted to try to do a gleam, but then I was like, oh my gosh, the 3 cups of coffee I had today, and the Red Bull, was probably not the best of ideas, but here we are. So I started to try to do like one of the 4-pointed stars. I love to call them gleams. They remind me of like the little emojis. So I just call them, me and my friends call them gleams. And I was like, okay, let's do all kind of different colorful stars. I swear, I'm always stumbling over my words. I'm sorry. It is 11 o'clock. I am very sleepy, but I wanted to make sure that I got this ready to go. So anyway, I like to do, so for this one I did it a little different, since I didn't just like full on like do the banana split as I call it. I just kind of did this more filled in. What I did was I drew a, not really like a dot, but I drew like a cross, and then I put kind of a dot in the center and connected it to make it more triangle-y, but also pointy, but not like super triangle-y. Now to add more stars. I know, there's so many stars. And then there's a random jump cut of a zoom in, because I forgot that I needed to zoom in for the liner, but I was like, oh, wait, that might look weird. And then I was like, no, we're just going to zoom it in. So, doing a blue star, like the yellow one that I did before I did the gleam. And now I'm going to draw another one, which is, let's see, oh, wait, nope, we're doing another gleam. This is what I get for going away for 2 days and not remembering how I did this. Sorry, bear with me. So now I'm doing like another cross, and then going up and down with it, and then extending the center bit, and then I'm going to start to try to go from the bottom and then kind of like bring it outwards a little bit, and then extend the points to make it nice and pointy. So we went to the beach. We went to Gulf Shores. It was my first time, and it was a lot of fun. We left on Thursday, and we just got back today. Today is Saturday, September the 21st, and that was a 8 or 9 hour drive. So we hadn't been home very, very long. So I'm so thankful to be here with my cats, and I'm so glad to be in my bed. Like, I sometimes just want to go and adventure, but then like when I'm gone on an adventure, I'm like, I miss my cats, I miss my bed, I miss being home. So I'm just very, very thankful to be home, and I'm so excited to get back to creating, because I didn't have a chance to do a lot of makeup. So I'm looking forward to creating more looks and getting a bunch more tutorials filmed up very soon. So with the rest of the doodles, I'm pretty much doing the same thing that I did when I started doing the voiceover bit for the doodles. But if you don't want to add as many stars, or you want to add more, or you don't want to add certain ones and just want to switch them out, then do that. Do whatever you feel like is the most fun to do. This is just like one of the looks kind of styles that I just love doing. I feel super creative when I do them. This is Biscuit. She never wants to be in videos, but she wanted to be in a video today. So, hi Biscuit! So now I'm adding another star, which was what I was going to do before Biscuit decided she wanted to be in the video. But I could not resist because, like, she never wants to get in the videos with me. We always joke that that's Artie's pet. Artie loves her. Anyway, so I put on another sticker, and now I'm just going to trace that out with some more liner. That way, it's kind of more of the negative space one, but I just decided kind of like last minute on the other eye to put that on afterwards. So here we are with another stencil star that I'm trying to like make even. So the key to these, so when you're tracing them out, get them traced out, but do not instantly peel them off. Let that liner dry. Trust me, I've made the mistake of not. It makes a runny mess. Let that liner dry before you take that sticker off. Otherwise, you're just going to have a mess. And then, like, if you're like me, I want to cry. So, I let it dry, and then I remove the sticker. Then it kind of like didn't work out as well as I had hoped, which was fine. I was like, okay, let me try to fix it. So this is pretty much me going in and touching up the store because I kind of messed it up. I'm going to go do the rest of my face and I'll be right back. So this is the finished look. What do you think? Biscuit wants to be on camera today. So this is Biscuit. We joke that she is Artie's pet, but he loves Biscuit. She got here not very long. Well, it was the October after we took him in. So this has been his bestest, goodest buddy, and she wants to be in my lap. So Biscuit, say hi. Biscuit, say hi. Anyway, this is the finished look. What do you think? I'm really excited with how it turned out. I am obsessed with Saturn Sunset. That shade, I was like, okay, that makes me want to do something like sunsetty, but also like the cool tones, because I love cool tones. But yeah, that and yeah, Saturn Sunset and Ripple and Time, I just felt like they paired so well together. Now, by the time that this goes up, I will be home, but I decided that since this collection came in today, that today is Tuesday the 17th, so I wanted to try to get a look ready to have up on Sunday, but I will be at the beach, so I just wanted to try to play with this. So I'm not going to be able to do a 3 looks 1 palette video when the collection launches, but that will be next week. So I will get that done, and I will have swatches and everything. I'm going to try my very best to have some sort of video for Friday of just the swatches. That way you can see. We'll see. I'm kind of like behind because I'm such a procrastinator that I'm like, okay, I still haven't packed, and we're leaving like the day after tomorrow. So yeah, this collection will be available on September the 19th, on the Friday that just happened, so a few days ago. Which shades will you be picking up? Did you spy any that were really pretty? I'm so sorry I'm distracted right now. I have Biscuit in my lap, and this like never happens when I'm filming, so I'm just like taking advantage of petting her. She's soft. I want to say a huge thank you to Terra Cosmetics for sending me this collection. I so appreciate it. It's beautiful. I'm so excited to play more. Like, every time y'all come, I feel like I've been saying this for months, but every time y'all come out with a new collection, I'm like, how? Like, it's constantly, like, you're doing, like, so many beautiful things and that creativity, and I'm just obsessed with everything. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, without rambling too much, because I feel like that's all I'm doing at this point, I have a lap full of Biscuit. I'm going to go ahead and get my pictures and snuggle some kitties, and then hopefully get out of this procrastination and pack so that we can go on vacation. I want to thank you so much for watching. Please let me know what you'd like to see next down in the comments below. If you'd like to keep up with my awkward face and shenanigans while I'm not here on YouTube, then I have all my social medias linked in the description box down below. And if you'd like to keep up with me while I am here on YouTube, then please hit the subscribe button. It means so much to me, and I can't thank you enough. And if you like this video, could you please give it a thumbs up, because I heard that it helps to push my video out in the algorithm. So if you give it a thumbs up, then thank you. I'm really impressed with how smoothly I did that. Y'all, I cut out so much footage of me stumbling on my words with that. So I'm kind of happy that I actually did that right this time. But I want to thank you so much for watching, and I hope that I'll see you in the next one. Bye!